Okay, so we are going to be going over how to display the total R value of your building assemblies, and then also how to view the assemblies, the materials in your building assemblies, and change them in this video and in this demonstration live. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to view the assemblies, and there's a lot of ways to do this. One way is you could go to Honeybee Energy Constructions and deconstruct construction set. So if you place that component down and connect your construction set to it, then you can view your different assemblies. So a construction set is made up of assemblies. And when you use this component deconstruction construction set, you'll get all of your assemblies. So you can go to params, panel, drop a panel in, and this will allow you to view the layers of all of your assemblies. So you can see that the wall has an exterior layer of stucco. Remember that the materials go from outside to inside. So stucco, 5/8 gypsum board, typical insulation R15, and then 5/8 inch gypsum board. So if you want to view the thermal properties of your assemblies, what you can do is go to Honeybee Energy Constructions and then deconstruct construction. And you could see that you bring in a construction, which is basically an assembly. So that's what these are. These are construction objects for the different aspects of your building. And then you can connect your assembly to them. And then you can get these values. You can get the R value in imperial. So I'm gonna get a panel and connect that. So our insulation, our intermediate, or our insulation inside of the framing is R15, but the total insulation of this whole assembly is R16. And that is including the other materials. And if you hover over this, it says that R values do not include the resistance of air films on either side of the construction. So in this value. So just keep that in mind. It's not including the benefit of the air, the stagnant air, but it is including all of the materials. And then you can get the U factor as well of the whole assembly. So this is SI metric is metric, and then the underscore IP is imperial. And if you hover over this, it'll tell you the units. You can also do this with the glazing. So you could do that with the windows. You could connect, I'm gonna move this down, a panel to it, and this will tell you the solar heating coefficient and the U factor, but you could also deconstruct this. So I'm gonna copy and paste these components and drag the window in there. You can grab the materials of, or the thermal properties of the windows this way, and break it down by R value, U factor, and this one has solar heating coefficient. So you can view the solar heating coefficient this way as well. Another way to view the materials is to display them in Rhino, and you can use the if you go to Honeybee, visualize, you can use label faces, this component, Honeybee label faces. And what it wants is a Honeybee object. So it can be a Honeybee face, room, or model. So I'm going to grab my Honeybee rooms from here. And then it wants an attribute that it's going to label. And the attributes that we want are the materials of the assembly. And you can find that list of attributes under Honeybee Energy, Basic Properties, and Honeybee Face Energy Attributes. So these are all the attributes that can be labeled that are related to energy, and materials is one of them. So you can choose that as an attribute. And then you can see that the materials got labeled here. So for my wall, you can see that it's stucco, gypsum board, typical R15 insulation, and gypsum. Same information here, but it's just a different way to view it. So yes.
Oh, go ahead. Oh. Maybe you're going there. I was wondering, how do you go and edit a wall?
Yeah, so if you wanted to edit a wall, let's say you wanted to edit a wall, you would have to, I'm gonna make some space over here. You would have to edit the construction set. This construction set is just the starting point, and it assigns all of the different assemblies that we want. If we want to edit it, the first thing that we want to do is you actually have to build up the wall layer by layer. So this is our starting point. Let's say you wanted to go from R15 to R30. Should I do that or should I? Yeah, okay, so first we have to find materials. So you can either make your own material using Honeybee Energy Constructions and then go to opaque material, where you can create your own material if you know the thickness, the conductivity, the density, and the specific heat. So this is for making a custom material. And be sure that you keep in mind what the units are. And there is a resource on Zoom, this MEB Appendix E. It has these properties of materials, common building materials. So if there's a material that you want to build, you could use the thermal properties listed here to build your own material. I'm just going to build my assembly using materials that are in the database. So I'm just going to copy this this wall assembly, except I'm going to change the insulation. So I'm going to use a keyword to find the first material, and then we can use double left click and use an item selector to find that material in the database. So that's my first layer. And then I'm going to copy this and paste it. And this is going to be my second layer. So I'm going to search for gypsum. And this is just searching in the material database. And then this is selecting that refined search. So now I'm going to copy this and paste this. And I'm going to search for R30. So you see that typical, I'll just use this typical insulation R30. So that's going to be my next layer. And then I'm going to copy this and paste this, and this is going to be my final layer. So if I bring all these layers together, this will be my new wall. So I can go to Honeybee Energy, Construction, and opaque construction. This is what helps you combine all of the materials together. And you want to input these materials from outside to inside. So that's my outside material. I'm going to hold Shift and the plus and bring my next material in. This is my sheathing. This is my insulation. And then this is my interior finish. So make sure you bring those in from outside to inside. Then I'm going to group this. Actually, I'm going to bring a scribble. And I'm going to say new R30 wall. So this is my new assembly. And I'll group this over here. And now I can apply it by using a few components. You have to go to Honeybee Energy and then, oh, actually, I've never noticed this. What is this? Okay, this is new. Let's not use that. I'm going to look into how to use that component. But the way that we went over in class is we went to Honeybee Energy Basic Properties. We chose this Honeybee Exterior Construction subset. So this is where we set the exterior wall construction. Remember that the construction set is made up of a few different subsets, and the exterior subset is one of them. And then we go to basic properties and we say Honeybee construction set. So here we put in our exterior subset, our new one. So we've set this exterior wall, and we can set a base construction set that is going to populate all the other assemblies that we haven't defined. So that base construction set is this one over here. So we're going to grab that, bring it here. And now this is our new construction set. And if we apply this to our honeybee rooms and visualize that, now you can see that this is our R30 wall now that's being modeled. So if you wanted to model thermal mass,
Is that on the glass right now?
it's showing kind of in the
I
middle.
gotcha.
Yeah, it's just showing in the middle. You could visualize the construction of the glass. That's a good point, by coming over here and right now this subfaces input for this label faces component is set to false, but you can set it to true to label the glass. So if you use a Boolean toggle and set this to true, then you can label the glass, and for some reason it isn't showing. I don't know why it's not showing. That is, I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know. Maybe it's not being displayed. Huh, subfaces. I'm guessing that, let me see something. Sorry, now I wanna. Oh, for some reason this is, oh, because we don't have windows yet. So this is before we create the windows. So that's why the window materials aren't showing. Now, if we come downstream, this is where we apply the window to wall ratio. These honeybee rooms that are coming out of this component have the windows. So now you should be able to see the window properties displayed, and you can see the materials here. It's just modeled as a glass with a U factor of 0.36 and a solar heating coefficient of 0.36 as well. Okay, yeah, any other questions? I'm going to go over how to model thermal mass, like for instance, having a concrete floor. So right now, I'm going to use this panel and look at my ground floor. So it is actually concrete, but it has carpet pad over it. So to take full advantage of the thermal mass, we want to get rid of the carpet pad. So the way to do that is to create a custom construction again, same as before. So we're going to make it the same insulation and same concrete floor material. So I'm just going to copy and paste some of these. So this will be R4. I think that was the first, or let's see, insulation R4. Okay, there's no dash. R4, typical insulation R4, and then copy and paste this, and then I'm going to type concrete, and I'm going to use this concrete floor, 8-inch normal weight concrete floor. So then this is my new floor. And I can group this. And now, oh, I also need an opaque construction component. So go to Honeybee Energy, Constructions, Opaque Construction, and bring in, so we're bringing from the outside to the inside. So the outside would be this R4 insulation, and then the thing closest to the interior space is the concrete. And I'm gonna add this to group. And then I need, go to Honeybee Energy, Basic Properties. I need the ground construction subset, because this is a ground floor. It's in a different category than this exterior construction subset, which is basically everything, all the assemblies separating the interior space from air. And then the ground subset is separating the interior space from the ground. So go there, and that's it. So now if we go back here and change this to false, so it's not labeling the subfaces, also known as the window surfaces, it's labeling the building massing. And we can go to materials and you could see that now the carpet pad was removed. So you can use this to add thermal mass to your walls as well. You could just change the wall material here. You could have, for instance, instead of this gypsum board interior finish, you could have a concrete wall of interior finish. So that's where you would add concrete on the inside of your walls. Any questions about that? Okay, cool. I'll post this video on YouTube.